Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Letitia, my surname is Galashe. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this video. I'm sure if you're watching this video, it's because you want to know how to teach online, how to get that money through teaching online. I mean, we live in tough times. One income stream is not enough, but I can tell you, you can teach English online on a full-time basis. You can actually live from the money that you'll be making from teaching online. As long as you put in the work and the effort, you can do it. But also, you can do this on a part-time basis. You can have a full-time job, you can be a freelancer, you can be a student and teach online on a part-time basis. All right, so I'm quickly gonna go through the process on how to get started, what you'll need, and all of that information on how to get started so that you can start teaching. But what I actually want to focus on this video is what people don't actually share or tell us. I want to share my experience from what I expected and what the reality is with teaching online. So I'm kind of gonna give some advantages and some disadvantages, and specifically on two platforms, my experience on these two platforms, because from the different companies or different platforms that they are that will take South Africans and will also take people that don't have a teaching qualification, that only take people that or that do take people that don't have any teaching experience and doesn't have a teaching qualification or even a TEFL certificate, anything like that. From those platforms, there's the two where I applied on and was accepted on. I did apply on three, but the third one till today, since August 2021, it's now November 2022, and I am still waiting for a response. Okay, so I will just share my experience and all of that. First things first, before you apply, before anything, should it happen that your applications goes very fast and you get accepted and you're ready to start working, I think it's best that you gather everything that you need in order to start applying and start earning that money, which would be a laptop. I know some companies, some platforms do not allow teachers to use their cell phones or tutors to use their cell phones. So you will need a laptop. You'll need a stable internet connection. You will most probably need a ring light just for better lighting. You will need headsets. Headsets reduces noise. It's better than using earphones, cell phone earphones. You know, with headsets, it has that mic, which is easier for the students to hear you. So I would recommend you buy headsets, but also if you don't have headsets, it's fine. I would say have a desk for workstation, but I can tell you this. When I started, I was sitting on the floor and I had a box. I was putting my laptop on a box, sitting on the floor with the wall behind me, and I would teach sitting on the floor on a pillow, just I get comfortable. So you can do that. You don't necessarily have to go buy a desk and go buy an office chair to now get started. Do you understand? Also, in order to get paid, you need to create a PayPal account. Two things you need to get paid. A PayPal account. Remember, you will be getting paid in dollars. You need a PayPal account. There is no PayPal bank. So you need to withdraw the money that's in the PayPal account using some means, and that would be through FNB. Now, I have to mention, a lot of people are struggling with how they can get their funds from PayPal. I might just do another video on how to get your funds from PayPal, but I can tell you this, you do not need to open an FNB account to withdraw your funds from PayPal. You do not have to transfer the funds into a FNB account. You can literally transfer it to an account. I have two bank accounts, FNB and a Capitec. I just had one FNB account before teaching online, but I use my Capitec account to get PayPal payments. via the F&B online platform. So you can't download the F&B app. You can strictly use the PayPal function or service on F&B's online platform. You do not need to have a F&B account in order to use that. So don't go open now a F&B account that you will not use and have charges and all of that when you already have an account from a different bank. Please, ungazifakeli pressure. All right. So secondly, like I said, I'm going to go through the whole process and how to get started until you are accepted and ready to teach, so that I can actually tell you about my experience, what to look out for, what is actually happening. Can you actually make as much money as people say? Because I've seen people writing on Twitter and Facebook, oh yeah, I make 12,500 Rand a week. So we're going to get into that. Is that really true? Is it possible or not? What are the factors? How can you possibly make that much money in a week and all of that? Okay. So you will go on to the company's website. So there are a lot of companies that accept South Africans and accept people that don't have teaching experience or a teaching qualification. That would be a teaching degree or TEFL certificate to teach online, right? So don't stress. Do not stress that you don't have teaching experience. Do not stress that you don't have a teaching qualification, because you can teach even if you don't have a teaching qualification or teaching experience. I have a degree in something different, which is not teaching. You can teach on different platforms. I'm not going to mention all of them because I did not apply on all of them. I did not concentrate on all of them. I just selected the ones where I would check the website and say, okay, I can go through this process. It's not tedious. It's not a lot. And it seems, I had hope that they'll accept me. Okay, so I applied on Palfish. I applied on Cambly, Preply, and Italki, but I do know that there's also Tutor ABC or iTutor, something like that. I'm just mentioning them, but I can tell you from the ones that I applied on, I am only accepted on Preply and Italki. Right. Cambly, my application has been on wait for a response being processed since August 2021. It's now November and I'm still waiting for a response. And unfortunately, once you apply, even if they don't get back to you after 6 months, a year, it will still be in that waiting confirmation, waiting approval process. Okay, so you also have to just check what the internet says, because some companies go on a hiring freeze where they just not hiring anymore or accepting any more tutors or teachers, right? So you will go on to any of these platform or websites, whether Palfish, Preply, Italki, Cambly, whichever one you can choose, or all of them, and then see which one accepts you. It's basic. You're gonna go through the whole application. They'll ask you for your name, surname, age, country. They're gonna ask your teaching styles. They're going to ask you to write about yourself, your interest. It quite has to be attractive for the students. Like, based on what you write, the students will decide if they would like to choose you as their teacher. And not just that, from your profile, writing about yourself, what your interests are, your hobbies, what you like to do on your spare time, on all of that. What is also most important, I think it is the last step in creating your profile. It is the last step. It is creating an introduction video. That introduction video that you will create or make, they will watch it. The company will watch it, and your acceptance will also depend on the video that you'll be creating. And once you are accepted, it is very important. That video is very important because students, when they're looking for a teacher, looking for someone to help them with their English, they will look at your video and they will decide based on that. So it is important that your video grabs the students' attention. You have to be warm. They need to feel your warmth. They need to feel that you're quite welcoming. They need to be confident you will be able to help them with their teaching needs. And in the video, you have to say how you will help the students. Sorry, how you will help the student with improving the English, whether it was with conversational English, helping them with the grammar, vocab, or writing. And I can also tell you this, just to mention, English is not the only thing you can teach, as in the language. You can teach other subjects like business writing skills, mathematics. You can help kids with mathematics, but in English, right? Because I can tell you this, because in my profile does say what qualification I hold, or I've completed. There was one student that wanted me to have a lesson in English and teach them project management. But anzelanga project management apha. I came here to teach conversational English because that is my teaching package or my teaching subject, conversational English. I wasn't about teaching grammar and vocabulary. I was not there for that. So because I myself am like, English, I know I'll be comfortable with conversational English, right? So that is what I was teaching or am teaching. I'm kind of speaking in past tense because I've taken a break for quite a while now, which I'm also going to explain. Like I said, I'm going to talk about my experience because I was teaching English online on a part-time basis because I had a full-time job, which was then not easy. Going back, you've created your profile, you created a video, you send it, and now you wait. The waiting can be for 4 hours, 24 hours a day, 2 days, 5 days a week, a month. It depends on the company. It depends on where they are on the hiring process, how many tutors they have, how many they possibly will need. There's just a lot you would not know. Just like I am still waiting for Cambly a year and 2-3 months later, I'm still waiting for Cambly. But Preply and Italki, which are the two platforms that I'm teaching on, literally just took 2 weeks max for me to get accepted. All right, you've done your profile, done anything, you have your video, which your video has to be like 1 minute to 3 minutes, where you talk about yourself, your hobbies, and or if you have any teaching experience. Sent, right? Now you wait. Great. You now get accepted. Wonderful. Wonderful. You can start making money. That is the reason why you're teaching online, to make money. Right. Yes, you will make money. But going back to when I say that there's a lot of people that will say you can make 12,000 Rand a week. It is possible, but it's not easy. So I'm here to tell you guys, it is possible, but it is not easy. It depends on different things. It depends on the company that you work for. It depends on the hourly rate that you're charging. Not just charging, hourly rate that you can charge or allowed to charge, or that the company allows to charge. Because with the different platforms, some companies, some platforms, like I do know with Cambly just has a standard of $10. And then they also have where they split the hourly rate in minutes. If you teach for 5 minutes, that hourly rate is split into minutes, and I know 10 to 12, if I'm not mistaken. Then there are platforms like iTalk and Preply, which I can confidently tell you about, that they are not the same. On Preply, you can teach for as little as $2, or even $1, if I'm not lying. And if you're in South Africa and we're trying to look at $1 per hour at this very moment, 16-17 Rand. 1 hour, 17 Rand. 1 hour, 17 Rand. You will probably ask, who would go and charge $2 an hour. Okay, one thing we need to understand. On these platforms, there's hundreds of teachers, or probably thousands of teachers, that are teaching the same thing that you are teaching. So you need to understand that it is competitive. It's competitive. Just like any other industry, you are selling a service. You are selling yourself, right? So the reason why your video has to be good, your profile has to be good, is because you need to attract students so that they choose you. Because students can easily have two teachers or two tutors, one for a different subjects, one for a different subject. When I mean subjects, you can teach conversational, have a package for conversational, a package for writing, a package for vocabulary, grammar, all these different things. English, English, but English good. That is why I'm doing conversational English only. You understand? Do you get? Yes. So you need to understand it is very competitive. You need to go on there knowing that you're starting from zero. You're starting from the bottom. Because the day that you get accepted, you are not the only person that's getting accepted. There's probably hundreds of people getting accepted across the country, not just South Africa, across the world, that are getting accepted in order to teach online. So you are competing with all of those new tutors or teachers on the platform. But not just that, you are competing against people that already have permanent students. You are competing against people that have more teaching experience than you, that probably have a TEFL certificate, that have a teaching qualification, that have, a better profile than yours, a better video than yours. So it is competitive, right? So even the amount you charge, you really need to be realistic. You can't go and start on $15, especially if you are a community tutor. Now, let's unpack this. You can be a professional teacher or a community tutor. What's different between these two? Professional teacher has a teaching qualification, teaching experience. Or maybe no teaching experience, but just the qualification can make you a professional teacher because you went to study teaching. You have a teaching qualification. You're a professional teacher. Then there's a community tutor. Community tutor is someone that does not have a teaching qualification and most probably don't have any teaching experience, or you might have experience, but what's most important is the qualification and the TEFL certificate. So if you don't have those, you're a community tutor. So understand, you're already competing against different things, being new, not having any students, not having any ratings, because students will rate you and write reviews on how their lessons were with you. You don't have any reviews. So when the students look at your profile, they don't have any reviews to use in their decision making on whether they should accept you, if you're going to be good for them, if they can trust you. You don't have that. You can't go start on a high price, on a high hourly rate. Right. So you really need to think about that. You need to be realistic. Unless if you're patient, where you will then go start with a high price because you have confidence in yourself, in your capabilities, and you believe you're a great teacher. Whichever student that will take a chance with you, even if you are new, and you know that they will be happy with your teaching, and they will come again and they'll be a permanent student of yours with your high price. And then from there, you'll then it will obviously take you long if you're charging a higher price, whereas you're new, you don't have students, you don't have any rating on reviews on your profile, but you're patient to grow your student base, you can do that. But if you're someone that's like ready to be on a roll and get students and be booked, then you better start on the minimum price. Italki allows you to start on $5, nothing below $5. Even if you put in there $4, it will not accept it. It only allows a minimum of 5. So on Italki, you can at least start on that 5, because I can tell you most of the new teachers on the platform will start on 5, because that is what it allows. $5 is a lot more than Preply, because Preply, my darling, like I did say, you can start on $1, on $2. And I can tell you this, students are looking for the lowest price. They like looking for a good teacher on with the lowest price. Because when I started on $2, I was getting requests. I was getting new students. I was getting new students just because it's $2. Bafuna ubhatala $2 sana per hour. I was getting fully booked again. Like, come home 6 o'clock, 10, 12 o'clock, one after the other. That was me. But on iTalk, it was different. I struggled a bit on iTalk. Do you understand? Do you get it? So the reality is, you will not get accepted today, and within a week, you're making that 12,000 Rand. If you're teaching on a full-time basis, it is possible to make that 12,000 Rand, because you have 24 hours in the day. You can teach from 8 o'clock the morning until another 8 o'clock. It's up to you. Because when you create your profile, you get accepted, you can now have open times in the calendar. So you'll be given a calendar for a Monday, and you'll open the times that you are available to take lessons, and students will book lessons based on the calendar times that you have open and the days that you have open. So you will have to get your schedule together and know that you'll be teaching from what time until what time, and open your calendar for that. And you need to commit to the calendar times that you have opened. So let me quickly talk about Preply. I've mostly been teaching on Preply more than iTalki. Like I said before, it took me shorter period to get students on Preply than it did on iTalki, because on iTalki I started on $2, and then on Preply I started on $2. On iTalki, I think that time it was still $4. They increased it to $5. So we were a lot of South Africans on there. Were a lot of news, and also iTalki will give you that on your profile. Will say new tutor. I think if you've officially been accepted and started, your profile has been active to start teaching for less than 30 days, it will say new tutor for those days. Even if within a week you already have 2 students, but it will say new tutor for like a month. So people will see like new tutor, and those things actually matter. The fact that you're still new, you don't have any lessons, you have 2 lessons. So you really need to be patient with getting students and getting lessons. Please, you need to be patient. But don't be very patient, because I can tell you one thing. I did not know how I can start getting students to book me. And I'm going to tell you this, and believe me when I tell you this, I am not lying. I had a dream. Even talking about it now and just sharing it, because I've never shared it with anyone. I had a dream. I dreamed I was on iTalki. Like, I had my laptop open and I was on iTalki, and I had the iTalki platform open the whole day. Like the whole day. I feel like that was my God telling me, my child, in order to start getting students, you need to be on the website, on the site, on the platform. And I did that on Preply. I had Preply open. Maybe I should not be sharing this, but I had a tab open, a Preply tab open at work, my 9 to 5. I had it open. I was not doing anything. I was not checking it. I just had Preply open, separate tab, because I was working with 2 screens. I had it on the one screen that I know I at least use. I had that tab open the whole day. Realize, not knowing that having it open moves you closer. It moves you up on the list. Remember, there's thousands of students. So if a student opens Preply and they say search for a teacher, there's obviously going to be the one that's going to be the first one. And then when you look, you're going to see 10 of 5,000. The list is showing 10 by 10, 10 of 5,000. Where are you? Where are you, 5,000? Do you think the student will have time to go through 5,000 videos, 5,000 profiles? No. In order to move closer, 2,000, 1,900, I did not know until I had the dream that I need to have these platforms open. Like, open the website and leave it there. Just leave it there. Just have it open. Be online. Be online. The longer you're online, longer in period you're online on this website or the platforms, the higher you move on the list. Like, I could not believe that no one told me this. It's nowhere on the website. Okay, even if it is, I've never seen it on the website. And from the videos I've watched, no one has ever told me, or no one speaks about it. But I dreamt it and I did it. And that is how I was getting students on Preply. I was fully booked for Preply. That is where I got tired, because I had a 9 to 5. I get home around 5:30 p.m. and 6 o'clock I have my new students, which are from different countries. But it also depends from the time zone, the different times. I can tell you that with students from France, Paris, were more or less same time zone. Then there's students from, I had a lot of students from Brazil, where if it's 4 p.m. in Brazil, it's like around 9-10 o'clock in South Africa. So most of my students that were taking lessons after 9 and 10 were mostly students from Brazil. And then the ones from France or Italy and all of those countries, they were more or less same time, or an hour ahead or an hour behind me, because of my calendar are open for those times. But I can tell you this, I'll keep repeating this. The moment you get accepted and you don't have any students, don't just sit and wait for an email or notification that tells your student has requested to take a lesson with you. You can't just wait. Open the platform every day so that you can move up in the list, so that the moment a student is looking for a teacher, you are close by, you are somewhere by the hundreds, 200, 400. But you can move up as close as 200, because I've seen myself, my position on like 200 and 300. And when I don't open or log into Preply, then I find myself on the 3,000, 2,000. That's when I really, it actually matters. And Preply, checking Preply, I'm not sure what it's called, where it shows the number of lessons you have, number of lessons you've missed, hours, number of students that book you, and all of that. It will actually tell you your position. And you'll probably wonder, what is my position based? It's based on you being online. Your position on Preply that you'll see there, the number 1,000 and something, is based on you being online. But my position was blank. It just had a hyphen, because like a minus sign, because I was not online until I started just opening the website or the platform. And after a few days, then I saw a number. Okay, I'm on 5,000. That's the position I'm on. So that's the most important thing that I will share, or tip that I will give you, that no one told me about, that I hope you will use. If you are a new, even as an existing teacher on these platforms, please use that. please use that. Dipopile, please use it. Believe me, trust me. And if it works, please do come back on this video and tell me if it worked. Because if it's not working for other people, Ipopalam was wrong, I'll be mad at someone. Okay, I've shared that tip. Now let me specifically talk about these two platforms and compare them. Preply. Advantages for me. Okay, this is all personal, from my personal experience. Personally, advantages of Preply are that they give you teaching material. That is great. For someone that doesn't have teaching experience, doesn't have a teaching qualification, never done teaching practice, and is lazy like me, and is doing conversational packages or teaching conversational English. I was teaching strict conversational English. I tried with juniors. One child was like 10 and the sibling was like 13. I did try with them. I felt like my teaching style just didn't work, and what I concentrated in, which was conversational, did not work. So for me, I prefer teaching adults. Have a conversation, dialogue. Do you get? Right. Preply, they give you teaching material. Wonderful. You can talk about anything and everything. You can never run out of things to talk about or things to teach on Preply, because they give you the material. They give you options. They give you options. There's options, but you still need to prepare. You still need to prepare, and you still need to understand your students' teaching needs. What is it that they need? Because I have this lovely lady which was from France. She was working in a company in France, but they had an office in USA, and she had to write emails in between her colleagues in America. So she just also needed me to help her on how to write emails, the correct words to use when writing an email. Basically, do you understand? So I could help her with that. Yeah, there's different subjects, and not just subjects, students levels as well. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. So you need to know, is your student a beginner, intermediate, or advanced? And you also choose the lesson package or the lesson that you will be teaching based on the student's level and what level they would like to reach next and by when. So you really need to know what your students' needs are. So you can choose the perfect module, I would say, or lessons for your student, right? That's the one advantage or the good thing about Preply that I can tell you guys with confidence, and which I'd love, and why I would prefer teaching on Preply more than Italki. Because for someone that's doing conversational English that has a full-time job, I don't have the time to go look for teaching material on the internet. So Preply has it for me. As long as I check what the student needs, or what level, what they're good at, okay, and it's important to ask the student as well. And then from that, I choose the lesson that helps for me. That's the one thing that I can honestly share about the one good thing that I liked about Preply. The one thing I hate about Preply is that it's true. It's the money. It's the money. It's got to do with the money. The fact that there's no minimum hourly charge. Unlike Italki, $5 minimum. Even Jed, the website, does not allow you to put any amount less than that. Like I've been saying, probably saying this for the third time, I started on $2 and I was getting a lot of students because they were looking for the lowest price, and students will take trial lessons with me with that $2. Then they realize they actually love me, they like me, They like the conversation they're having with me. And you'll find the students on $2 per hour buying a package of 50 lessons, 50 hours, $2 times 50. Mina, I have to teach for $2 times 50 hours. I started losing students when I increased from $2, and I realized I've been teaching now for a month. I'm getting new students, constantly getting new students. And I had probably over 50 lessons, which is 50 hours, 50 lessons. And I probably had like 11 permanent students that were my students. Mine. And I was like, no, man, my profile is good and I've got reviews. I've got about 5 ratings. They're happy with me. And I'm like, I charge $2 so that I can start attracting and have a good profile, something for the students to reference on the reviews, to show I'm a good teacher. And then after that, I had to write all the students an email and advise them that I'm now increasing my price, which unfortunately affects the lessons that have already been bought, because should a student buy 50 lessons for $2 one lesson, the moment you increase your price to 4 or 5 or whatever, the amount that they used to buy 50 will now be changed to $5, which means they'll get the 50 will decrease to a lesser number of lessons, which will be suitable for the price you are now charging, meaning they're now losing hours or number of lessons because you've increased the prices. So the charge for those lessons will also decrease. You know the maths. From $2 you get 50, but if you charge 5 lessons, I'm not going to do the math there. So I did not like the pricing thing over there when you start out. I worked my ass off. I worked a lot when I was charging $2. Then I started losing students because I increased my price, Then another thing that I don't like about Preply is the fact that commission. They charge commission. Now imagine, I think the commission starts from 33%. They take 33%. $2 minus 33%. I think I was going home with Mali 9 rand from whatever 15 rand. Like somewhere there. For one lesson, 1 hour. I didn't like that. And another thing that I don't like about Preply is that your tri lessons, you don't get a cent from them. You don't get not even a 1 cent, a 10 cent from tri lessons. Now you need to understand this. 100% commission from tri lessons. 100% commission means that Preply takes the full charge or the full money. Even the English is going away now because we're talking about money. Preply takes the whole amount that you charge for that hour when it is a tri lesson, meaning you get 0 for tri lessons. Now you need to understand this. For every new student that books you, they have to first take a tri lesson. They cannot boom, I'm buying a package and I'm gonna start learning with you, teacher Letitia. No. Every single student that's taking a lesson with you for the first time will take a tri lesson. It's standard. And that tri lesson you are not getting paid for. 100% commission for Preply. So you are now starting out today, this week, and for the first day, you are getting 3 students, 3 hours, and you charge $5, and you're telling yourself, okay, 3 students, 3 hours, my first lesson, you like 5, 10, 15 $15. Yeah, convert again into South African rands, and you're counting how much money you're gonna get minus. You're not gonna get that money. Those very first 3 students, which are try lessons, you're not gonna get the money, my darlings. You're not gonna get it. You're gonna get 0. So building up your student base on Preply is so much harder because you don't get paid the first lesson with each new students, not returning students, new students. So try lesson, my darling, if they say try lesson, don't even count that money, you're getting 0. That is what I don't like. So on Italki, I love everything about Italki. I love the chat platforms and all of that. The question platform, you can write posts just like you write on Facebook. You post something about a flower, a paragraph, and you ask people, which can be teachers and students both, to engage in your post and ask questions on how to structure a sentence, and everyone gets involved, and that's where you can find your students. You can approach students that way. On Preply, you can't go approach students. Italki will tell you if a student views your profile, and from the student that viewed your profile, it will tell you, ching chong chong chong, viewed your profile, and you can message that student. Preply, you don't know who's viewing your profile and who's not viewing your profile. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Italki, you know who's viewing your profile. That's how you can then get students. Approach students, ask them what they need assistance with. Tell them you're available. Tell them you can take a try lessons to see if you would be a suitable teacher for them. You can do that. Ask them what their teaching needs are. You can start off by just offering to help them with anything that they need, even if it's a sentence or a word. And then you can text each other. And then from texting, you may build a relationship. Then they can start booking you and have lessons with you. You can do all of that on Italki, which you can't do on Preply. Italki for me is so transparent. But then the competition is way tighter on Italki. The competition is real on Italki. I can tell you that. I haven't gotten even paid on Italki. Oh, Italki, there's a minimum. You cannot withdraw your funds if they are less than $30. You can only withdraw them when they're on $30, and they have dates on when you, between the 1st and the 16th, 15th, 12th, between the 1st and the 12th. I don't even know, because I haven't reached $30 there, because I have been making money on Preply, because on Preply you can withdraw anytime. I know I've been talking probably for over 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Even my battery died. As I was still telling you guys that on Preply you can withdraw anytime. On Italki, there's certain dates that they process payment. You have to request to withdraw on certain dates. I think they pay out 2 times a month, 1st and the 20th, something like that. I think I have like $27. I just need 1 lesson, but I'm just too lazy to be taking a lesson now. All right, Italki. I love it. Like I said, it's transparent. You can approach students. You can see who is viewing your profile, things like that. Sorry, had to move it. It was not straight. So yeah, what else do I like on Italki which works for me? What I don't like on Italki is the fact that there's no lesson packages. There's no lesson material. What you teach, how you teach, you have to create your own teaching lessons, teaching materials. It's not working for me. It is not working for me. So even using the platform is not working for me. Okay, so both of these companies or platforms, you can teach on the actual platform. On Italki, on their website, you can teach, and on Preply, you can teach on their website. With Preply, it's great. I mean, like, it's great. because you have the teaching material right there. You're clicking next page. The student sees your next page, sees the example that's there. You can ask your students to read paragraphs, reaching you sharing what you can view as a teacher as you're going through the materials. They can also see it. Do you understand? I would really still teach on Preply because I've now reached a level where I can charge more than $10, and students are still booking lessons with me even though I'm charging $11 at this point. And the more lessons you have, the lower the commission goes. So if I reach 400 lessons, it goes down, and then the commission will be 18. So Preply starts on 33, 28. After a certain amount, then it goes 25%. This is now the commission, meaning the money that the percentage of money that they take from your hourly rate. Then they take 25. I think now I'm on 25% that they take from my hourly rate as commission paid to Preply. So that's where I am. So over a period of time, it decreases all the way to 18. But I do know that Preply's commission, meaning the money that they take for each lesson, it's standard. It's one amount. It's standard, and I cannot tell you how much it is, unfortunately. But all that information is on their website. All of these information on how they bill, how they terms, they're all on the websites. They are available. They are honest and transparent about that. So do not worry about that. I don't think I will divide this video into two, but should you have any other questions on my experience, the advantages, disadvantages, what's good, what's not good, what to look out for, what to expect, do ask those questions in the comment section. I will answer them. All right, but we do know that teaching online is not the only way to make money. So I think I will be posting another video on other ways of making money, which is doing surveys. Oh, there's this one survey platform I was using. I was getting paid in pounds. Oh, Gosiam. Then there's another way of making money online, which is transcribing and captioning videos. Oh, but I will make a video because ngifuna sonke senze imali basibethunana. 9 to 5 job is not enough, and also I don't have money. I might be doing all of these other things to get an extra income, but imali andinayo yona. Ngiyaboleka imali. Okay, guys, if you got to this point of the video, I have to say, unomonde, you're a patient person, and that means that you really needed to hear what I had to say about my experience in teaching on online and what to expect. That means you are someone that already is teaching, but probably looking to hear from other people how their experiences are. So I do thank you for watching until this point. I hope what I've said does help you, and if it will help you or it is helping you, hearing what I just said, please do say so in the comment section. If you'd like to hear or watch or would like me to share other videos on how to make money online using other means or other ways like surveys and transcribing and captioning, do subscribe and do click on the notification bell so that when I do post the next video, hopefully it won't be this long, you will get notified and you will watch and it will help you. So thank you very much. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please do comment and say and share your experience with teaching online, because I know a lot of people have different experiences, and I can tell you this. Very important. The reason that I stopped is that it was too much. I was feeling overworked. I was waking up in the morning super tired. Because I opened my calendar for weekends as well, I had no social time, no time for myself. I had ring around my eyes. I was super tired all the time. I was sleeping late. I was not eating properly. I was losing weight because I did not have time to get home from work and prepare a proper meal to eat. Because I stopped teaching. For me, personally, doing that part-time is not work. So now I do it whenever I feel like I am bored, or I have the time, or I now literally on Preply have 3 students which are taking 1 lesson a week, or whenever they need to, because they are also busy people. So whenever, as in just as a income stream for whenever, small cents nyana here and there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Once again, my name is Letitia, surname is Kalashe. Do not get tired of watching my videos. I love you so much. Bye.